Hello and welcome back to Boopolo channel. My name is Pascal. Today I am going to do a comprehensive review of this set of knives by Cutluxe. It's an 8-piece plus the block, and we purchased this ourselves. It was not sent out to us. I'm going to show you the knives first, and then we are going to test them. As usual, when I am testing something, I will test it thoroughly. Now, I was going to weigh this, but my scales wouldn't weigh this because it was too heavy. So I put it on the human scales, as we call it, and it's coming in at just slightly over 13 pounds, or almost 6 kilograms. So that's what it weighs with the knives in it. So it's substantially heavy. I'm going to take each one of these at a time, and we will measure them and tell you the sizes of them, because there is a little bit of confusion there. And then we're going to cut up some fruit and vegetables and test them out, and some bread there as well. I have some nice French bread there. The honing rod is the first one that comes out. It gives you instructions how to use. If you're not used to using one of these, when I was younger, that's all we had for sharpening knives. And the honing rod is 8 inches. What we have here is we have the chef's knife. Now the chef's knife is 8 inches, and as you see, we have used these already. As you see, the tang of it goes right down to the bottom. It's all part of this. It's all part of one part here. So there is no such thing as, like with your cheap knives, that the blade breaks away from the handle. The handle is attached to the tang, and the tang extends from the whole way down along the knife from one end to the other. It's considered an 8-inch blade because it's 8 inches. It's slightly more than 8 inches. It's 8 1/4 of blade in a straight line, so it's actually longer. It's an 8.5 inch, and to there, and the whole length of the blade is coming in at 13.5 inches. So that's the chef knife. We will test that in one moment. So the next blade is a wide one too, because there are wider spaces here, and it's the Santuki, and that is a 7-inch blade. As you know, the Santuki, I love these knives. I've had some of these before. We will measure that also. So the blade part on that is 7 inches exactly along there, and the full length is 12 1/4. All these blades are made from high carbon German steel, of course, and they are hardened to 56 plus in the Rockwell, in Rockwell, which is a guide for the hardness of steel. So the next one to come out of it here is the bread knife, and the bread knife is substantially long. It's a 9-inch. And it goes from here to here, which is 10 inches. So on the data sheet, they are saying that the bread knife is 9 inches. It's not, it's 10 inches. It's 10 inches from here to here. The blade part of it is, the serrated part is even slightly over. And so you can see how long this is here. So the whole length of this one. So it's important that that one goes into that. This is coming in at 15.5 inches, which is very long, and we're going to cut up that lovely French bread with it in one moment. And then the next one is our carving knife. That's for our roast beef or our chicken, and it's a 9-inch according to them, and it's coming in, more than 9 inches again, 9 1/8, let's say, and the full length of that is 14 1/4 inches. The next one we have here is a utility knife. Now, most people use these regular, so we use this one. This one has been well used, because you're not going to take up the big blade if you're going to cut something small. And it says 5.5, and it is 5.5 inches, and the full length of it is almost 10. It's 9 7/8 inches. And then we come along with the serrated utility knife. You might want to use that to something that needs to be sawn, or even for bread. It's better to have one of them. And it says it's 5.5, and it is it's coming in a little bit less than 5. It's coming in at 5 1/4. I would call this a 5-inch. I will put the other one beside it, and you can see the difference. So the full length of this is 9.5 inches long. And then we go to our last, the little baby, is what we call a paring knife, or for paring, you can pare an apple or whatever you like with that, or you can use it for little small things. And the blade is only going to be coming at 3.5 inches, and that one is correct. And the full length of this is 8 inches. That's our 8 pieces there, which is 7 blades and 1 honing rod. And they all have the full tang. I will use each one of them for doing not necessarily what we're going to do, but I will give you a sample. We're going to cut some oranges and lemons and apples, and I'm going to chop up some white cabbage. Say you are making coleslaw and you don't want to take out your food processor and you want to do it really, really quick, or if you want to cut some, some nice peppers, which we use a lot of them. We grow them. These ones we grow in our garden, these ones here. They are not hot peppers, these are sweet peppers. And we have some different varieties of cucumber that we grow ourselves. So cut slices of oranges and put it on our, when we're cooking duck or something like that, we will have nice tin because duck a la orange or something like that. So, now, do you see how sharp that is? Now, I have not honed this since we got it, and I'm going to try and cut a really thin slice of orange. Now, do you see how thin that is? That is less than 1/8 on one side. I'm a little bit crooked. Okay, I'm a little bit crooked, but I will cut you another one. And see, can I cut it a little bit thinner again? With the normal chef's knife. I'm gone a little bit in too much there, but I've got really thin. Now, when you're cooking and you want to put orange on top of something, you will have it really thin like that. So we'll go back on the chef's knife in one moment, but we will take out the santuku and we will cut a lemon. Now, we use lots of lemon because we eat lots of fish. And we had fish last night, we had salmon last night, and I can't eat salmon without, I love to have my lemon on my salmon. And we grow our own lemons here. These ones are not growing there. The ones we have that we're growing are more like, what would you say? See, this is cutting the pips inside in these. You can see it's cutting the pips like with ease. And the pips are all cut in half there. And I'm going to try and cut a really thin slice with the santuku. So then we have this really, really thin slice. It looks really, with a knife, when you cut something really thin like that, it looks much better than, say, if you had big, thick slices. It just makes it look, your dish look more professional. And you can see through this. I can actually see the camera through this. To just show you how easy it is. Like that, one push down, like that. And if we wanted to make if you wanted to make your lemon into wedges, just go down like that, and then like that. And if you wanted to have these half wedges, when you have big lemons, you might want to have half wedges. So yeah. We will use them to make lemonade now. They are not going to be wasted. If you wanted to make coleslaw, and you know when you use your food processor and you only want to make a bit and then you have to clean all the food processor, you can do it with your knives. And these ones are like, I am not, as I said, I am not a professional chef, but I know how to use. So we, like that. We're like a food processor. Be careful with your hand now. Always make sure you're, and we have this way. You may want to cut it again for the cold. Some people like their coleslaw chunky. They don't want these really fine, but you can do it, or you can roll on the chef ones if you want to, like that. This goes right down to this board. I made this board myself. I made this board myself. It's made from mahogany. It's end grain. And I made a nice big one because the ones we have that you buy in the store are seemingly too small. So, yeah, that's how it cuts the cabbage so quickly. I will do the bread knife last because I'm going to clear off this, all the stuff I'm cutting here. But what we're going to do is now the carving knife, I'm not going to use that because I have nothing to carve because I eat it all. But the carving knife is always going to be narrowed, so that means you can get around a bone like this if you want to get around a bone or something for your turkey or your roast beef. But so what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to take out the utility knife, which a lot of people will use a lot more often than the big knife if they're only doing something small. So we will use it on the cucumber. And you might not be familiar with this variety of cucumber, but we grow these ourselves. And the utility knife cuts through it like butter, like that, you know, like it's so sharp. You see how sharp that is? I'll go down with one without going back and forth. See? I have a bit shaky hand, you know that. So if you didn't want to take out your big knives, or your big knives were being used for somebody else or somebody else's, you can use your utility knife for almost anything. You can use it here with the orange as well. For something like a pepper, you want to take the core out of the pepper, you're not going to use your big knife. So you'll use your utility knife and you will come in like this, and you will try and take it out all in one piece with the seeds. Grow lots of peppers here. I grow Carolina Reapers and lots of habanero and some exotic varieties, but I grow very hot ones as well. But we do grow ones that we use every day. So yet there are some seeds left in that, so we will just, the seeds will fall out. And if you want to stuff this pepper, so if you wanted to stuff the pepper, you don't want the seeds in it first, and you want to stuff it with whatever you want to and cook it on the barbecue or whatever, or else you can cut it just like that. And as I said, these utility knives are great. They will do everything that the big knife does. This is one. I don't know what I'm going to use the serrated one for today. I would use it for something that's hard. Not really the apple, but you could use it for something that's hard. But no, we will go on to the paring one. I will cut with it. I will just show you how you cut with it. Yeah, you have to move it back and forth like that. For bigger ones, no, I would not use it on cucumber or anything like that. I use it for nuts. If you're cutting cashew nuts or something like that, I will use this one. Before we do the bread one, I'm going to do the paring knife. As I said, this one is very, very small. So I'm going to see, will it pare the apple? And as you see, this pares the apple fantastic. And even with my shaky hand, when you pare the apple manually like this, you have a lot less waste. Small children, you're not going to give them it with the skin on them. You are going to peel it. And you can use a potato peeler if you wish. But as you see here, I am taking only the skin off it. I am not taking hardly any of the apple at all, any of the flesh of the apple. So we're going to cut this roll in half first. Oh no, it's like too easy to cut this. It's like the bread is not challenging for this. So we can cut down along it like this for our garlic bread. And as you see, we have 2 large garlic bread. I already had my coffee, and so I'm going to eat one of these. So that's the end of my review of the Cutluxe 8-piece plus Acacia block set. It looks really nice, especially on this island here. People have already complimented it, and the knives themselves are excellent and great value for money. The Acacia wood is which I'm told you I'm very familiar with, but the blades on these with the carbon steel in these, which is 56 Rockwell, 56 plus Rockwell, I should say. I'll put a link down in the description where I bought these knives. And thank you very, very much for watching. And if you like this video or any of our other videos here, please subscribe. Your subscribers is what keeps these channels going.